In this section, you'll learn how to properly store siding panels, how to prepare a rigid, smooth wall surface, and how to create a weather-resistant barrier prior to siding installation. To avoid damaging vinyl and polymer siding, it must be transported and stored properly. CertainTeed's standard shipping method incorporates palletizing and stretch wrapping all products. Ideally, these pallets should be stored in racks. Do not store more than 3 units high. Cedar Impressions polymer siding should be stored horizontally or vertically, depending on the panel type. When transporting vinyl siding, make certain to keep cartons flat and supported along their entire length. Do not store in any location where temperatures may exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit. For example, on blacktop pavement during unusually hot weather, or under tarps or plastic wrap without air circulation, or in unventilated storage trailers. Storing products outside may result in damage. Store away from areas where falling objects or other construction activity may cause damage. Vinyl siding must be applied over a rigid sheathing that provides a smooth, flat surface or an underlayment such as wood, wood composition, rigid foam, or fiber sheathing that is no more than 1 inch thick. Vinyl siding cannot be applied over open studs. If you are working on an older home with noticeably uneven walls, you must correct this condition before proceeding. If not corrected during preparation, this uneven surface will produce a wavy appearance in siding applied over it. You can prepare your current siding surface to receive vinyl siding in one of 3 ways. Option 1. Strip off old siding and level the wall if necessary. If felt paper covers the wall, strip it off completely. If there is no solid sheathing under the old siding, you must apply it first. Option 2. Apply rigid sheathing to existing wood siding to provide a smooth surface. Nail securely to the old siding. Nail evenly to bridge low spots. Note: failure to establish a smooth, solid surface constitutes misapplication under the terms of the warranty. Option 3. Apply vertical furring to old siding to straighten noticeable surface unevenness. For best results, space vertical furring strips 16 inches on center over studs. Do not exceed 16 inches. Use wood shims if necessary to eliminate low spots. Then apply rigid sheathing suitable for new construction. Furring and/or foam is also used below eaves and window sills to maintain correct slope angles when siding panels must be cut to a narrower dimension to fit. Similarly, when panels are cut to fit over doors or windows, furring and/or foam is used to establish the correct slope angle. When applying vinyl siding over stucco or masonry, you first have to be sure you're working on an even surface. To create that surface, you may have to knock down high spots where furring strips will be applied. Use caution when chipping off these spots. You don't want to crack or damage the remaining stucco or masonry. Apply 1 inch by 3 inch furring over the stucco or masonry using power-actuated fasteners or other appropriate masonry fasteners. Stucco will not hold fasteners tightly, so be sure nails or screws are anchored securely to studs. Furring strips should be spaced 16 inches on center. For best thermal performance, install a minimum of 1/4 inch foam sheathing over furring strips. Install sheathing according to your local building code. Do not apply siding directly to furring. When applying substrate to a gable end, it may be hard to find suitable nailing points. The probable cause is the builder's use of manufactured roof trusses. Your best solutions are to go into the attic and install additional nailers, or install a sheathing with nail-holding strength, such as 7/16 inch plywood or OSB. For extra protection, you might do a combination of both. Building codes require the use of a weather-resistant barrier in all 50 states. Plan on applying CertainTeed's CertaWrap weather-resistant barrier or other house wrap before installing the siding. When attaching CertaWrap weather-resistant barrier on wood-base sheathing, such as 7/16" OSB or 15/32 plywood, apply plastic-capped staples or plastic-capped nails every 32 inches, vertically and horizontally. When attaching CertaWrap weather-resistant barrier on non-structural sheathing, apply plastic-capped staples or plastic-capped nails long enough to penetrate the stud a minimum of 5/8 of an inch every 32 inches, vertically and horizontally. When installing CertaWrap weather-resistant barrier over steel-framed wall construction, use screws with minimum 1-inch diameter washers every 32 inches vertically and horizontally. Finally, be sure to tape over any rips or overlaps in the house wrap. Vinyl siding is an exterior cladding. It is not a complete weather-resistant barrier. Before applying siding, make certain the substrate is watertight. In order to be protected from precipitation, the substrate may need to be properly flashed around such areas as windows, doors, other openings, and corners so as to shed water to the exterior. The siding alone is not meant to be a watertight barrier. A water-resistive material should be used to flash the inside and outside corners a minimum of 10 inches or 254 millimeters on each side before installation of the corner posts. House wrap meets this requirement. Self-adhering flashing is flashing made for above-grade applications, such as windows, doors, corners, and other wall and roof penetrations. The key principle for flashing is to drive water down, out, and away from wall substrate and openings. We will demonstrate flashing around a window. Begin by cutting an angled flap in the house wrap above the window. This flap will cover the flashing at the top of the window. Flash the windowsill first. If this were a new house, flashing would be applied before the window is installed. Be sure the flashing butts tightly against the bottom of the window frame. Flashing should extend beyond the window by 1 inch less than the total width of the window and side flashing tape. Next, apply the sides, or jamb flashing. It will overlap the sill flashing, butting at the bottom. The top of the side flashing must fall 1 inch below the width of the top flashing. Last, apply the head flashing, overlapping the sides the full width and 1 inch below the top of the side flashing. When applying custom detail work over window and door casings, you can ensure a better installation by applying vinyl drip caps at window and door openings. Use standard techniques to install the drip cap. Vinyl must be treated just like any other material when it comes in contact with brick or stone. This means it must be installed over flashing to assure a watertight joint. When installing vinyl siding over brick, stone, or any other such material, install adequate flashing to prevent water intrusion. Then, proceed with siding installation using a starter strip or J-channel installed over the flashing.